Time to talk about how do you bat for a long period of time. Ricky Ponting's with me. Geoffrey Boycott. Back in the day, you were the one player that could bat for hours. How did you do it?
First of all, have a mindset that you're not going to get out. Simple as that. If they can't get you out, you just keep batting and have concentration and patience. Steve Smith could do it. I could do it. So could many others. He could do it too.
But how does it, you know, it's all right to say you could do it and you had that mindset. What was it, your technique? You know, the mind was obviously very strong.
Well, look, I've always believed that batting can be technically very difficult, so you've got to simplify it. There are good balls and there are bad balls. Anytime you get a bad ball, always hit it for runs. I always tell people that. But you've got to remember, in Test match cricket, there are good bowlers. They're going to bowl you good balls, and you can't hit every ball. So you've got to learn to stay in. And that means being able to play forward if it's pitched up, or play back for these short balls. And really, if you think about it, it's not that difficult. If you get a ball that's pitched up, say round about off stump somewhere, you want to be playing forward to it, but you want a decent stride. You want to get out there, something comfortable, a decent stride to pitch of the ball. Now, the key thing is, you don't want to put your foot here where the ball's on that line. It's too far away. You want your foot next to the line of the ball, so it's easy for the bat to come down on the line of the ball. That's the first thing. And you want a decent, comfortable stride so that your head is over the ball. So when you play the ball, you're playing it with your eye on the line, but over it. If I played the ball here, my head is over it as well as on the line. So the chances of me missing it are very small. And the key to it is to make sure you get a decent stride out. You get a small stride, you see people getting caught on the crease like that, and then they have to push out and lunge. Alistair Cook at Brisbane got caught like that. He got caught at slip. Left-handed, all he did was that, pushes out, he's falling into the ball, he can't control it, he's not on the line and he's not over the ball. Is that about right, Rick?
How quickly do you have to judge the line and the length of the ball?
Very quick. Somebody's bowling like Stark and Cummins, you've got about a third of a second. The ball's got to travel about 10 or 12 yards before your eye tells you, play forward or back. So you've only got about a third of a second, so you've got to get it right. And remember, you've got 4 1/4 inches of bat. You're trying to hit it in the middle, so you've 2 inches to play with. You get it wrong within 1.5 inches, 2 inches, you're going to nick it to slip. So it can be difficult.
It's instinct, really, isn't it?
No, you can practice it. Then the other thing you should do, when you're playing forward with a decent stride, people talk about the left hand controlling the bat. It doesn't. The left hand holds the bat. This controls it and keeps it straight. The elbow and the shoulder. You can do that, but the bat's not straight. You've got to get the elbow and the shoulder up, then your head is over the ball, on the line of the ball. It's a piece of cake from then on.
Yeah, I'd absolutely back up everything he's had to say there. And the thing that he's talking about the most is that length of stride, but it's not too long.
Correct.
As soon as you get too long, you're off balance. Yeah. And as soon as you're too short, you're off balance as well. You see the guys that are too short with their stride. If they go here and the ball's pitching there, they've got to get to it. So the reason the way they try and get to it is this leg then comes forward to bring the weight round. As soon as this leg and hips open up, the shoulder comes around, the bat comes across the line of the ball, and that's the one they'll nick. So the precision with the footwork is absolutely
And
essential.
Steve Smith is another one. Steve Smith at Adelaide, first innings. #1 batsman in the world, best player, superb nickies in, best form of his life. When he got out for 40, around about 40, his foot went there and he stood up like that, didn't it? He wasn't out to the pitch as he normally is. He got caught by the first ball of a new spell from the young kid, and there he was. Head is here, it's not over there. That's what he should have been. Look, we all make mistakes. That's how they get us out. But technically, you've got to get that comfortable stride so you're over the top of the ball and on the line of the ball. You get caught on the crease or you stood up, you give the bowler a better chance.
One really good point there is about making mistakes. And if you bat for a long period of time, inevitably you're going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And you think about our game, the one you nick compared to the one you play and miss by that much, it's a bigger mistake to miss it by that much than it is to nick it. So the important thing to bat a long period of time is if you do make a mistake, how do you process it? How do you get it out of your mind as quickly as you can and then be 100% committed and focused on the next ball? Because it doesn't matter. The one that's gone is gone. That doesn't matter. The most important ball that you ever face as a batsman is the next one. So you've got to get it out of your mind and then focus on what you have to do to stay in your bubble for the next ball.
You've got to forget the one that's gone. And if it's a mistake or a nick and you're lucky, a drop catch, it never happened. You just cast it aside. It never happened.
All right, both of you. How quickly did you assess what the bowlers were trying to do to you?
You have to assess it quick. You know the choice. But you can practice it as a youngster. And you grow up with it. I mean, at 17, we probably couldn't face Cummins and Stark the way we could when we were 20-odd, because it's a process. You play the people at your age group, or quick for your age group, and then as you get older, they get quicker. And it's a process of getting better. Some can handle it, some can't. I mean, the short balls, they're a different problem. You want to be on the balance of your feet. We talk about quick bowling and short, not bouncers, short to play. You want to be on the balls of your feet because you want to be able to move quick. And you want this right foot to go back. People go back straight. The camera can see that. That's not good enough. You've got to go back and across a bit so that you're covering your stumps. And then you want to be playing the ball again, using the elbow here. So you're close to your body. And remember this, whenever you're playing on turf, the ball doesn't bounce perfectly every single time. Sometimes it doesn't bounce quite as much as you think. Sometimes it bounces a bit more. So you want to be on the balls of your feet so that when you get back and across, in a position to play it, you're going to play it here, and it bounces a bit. You can ride it, you can go with it. And if it goes too high, you drop your hands and let it go. So you don't want to be flat-footed. That won't work at batting.
I think one thing about trying to combat bowlers, I think the one luxury you have in international cricket is you play a lot of the same bowlers quite often through your career. So what I used to try and do, or not try and do, I did every night before there was a chance I was going to bat the next day. I'd lay back in bed at night. I'd actually think about the bowlers I was going to face. So if it was Anderson and Broad and these guys, I'd actually write down how I thought they'd try and get me out and then how I thought they'd try and stop me scoring. And because I played against them quite a bit, I knew how they'd try and attack me early on. But by doing that, I could formulate my own game plan, one, to stop them getting me out, and two, how I was going to score against them. So I already had it programmed into the memory bank, if you like, for the next day.
And Jeff, did you have a little black book?
Yes.
What was in it?
Not names of girls, names of bowlers. Yeah, and some, I thought, look, he bowled a good bouncer or a good slower ball to remind me.
You'd write that in that book?
Yeah, we still have it. It's funny to read it. He said, well, he can't bowl.
Come on, who was it?
I'm not telling you. Somebody will have a good Yorker. Franklin Stevenson, most people never heard of him, Barbadian. And fantastic slower ball, the best slower ball I've ever seen in my life. And I've never seen anybody play it well. They're brilliant. And you've got to know, some people had a great Yorker. You know, Wacker Eunice, you've got to be aware of his Yorker. There's no point in batting if you're not aware of somebody. Mike Proctor will bowl slightly off the wrong foot. Big in-swingers at pace. You've got to be aware. You can't be playing that too early. You've got to play it late. You've got to wait for the swing, else he's going to do you through the gate. So a little black book, very important.
Well, OK, I mean, you've been around cricket for years. If you were talking to some young kids now, what would you teach them of how to play the modern game?
I would teach them first a good defence, a good technique. Too many kids are being taught today only 2020. I like 2020. I think it's here to stay. It's great for the game, but it's not the only part of the game. If you learn a good technique at an early stage of your career, you'll be able to play test match cricket and you can move on to 2020 cricket. But I think too many kids are being taught only to hit the ball for 4s and 6s. That is not going to work in test match cricket. There are too many good bowlers around. They're not going to let you hit every ball for 4 and 6.
And what are the fundamentals of that technique that they require?
Learn to defend, forward and back. Then you can
I want to throw
in.
You some balls.
No, I'm
Jeffrey,
too old
I've not
for that.
seen.
Ricky
I used to watch you at Albion Park in the 80s.
Ricky, come in here.
Come on.
You'll be walking away.
Hey, Jeffrey, get in here. We want to see you play a few.
No. I haven't hit a ball for 30 years.
Well, let's see if you're as good as you talk about.
Piece of cake, look.
Hey!
No problem, 4 runs.
That's like
just like Ricky.
That's like Kevin Peterson. Play straighter.
No, it went for 4.
It might have been caught at short mid-wicket.
Nah, no, they don't have one of them for me.
Come on, let's see your defence, Geoffrey. Let's see that high elbow.
He's just dying to get me out. Look
There
at that.
you go.
Never
That's
lose
the
it,
one.
dear.
There it is.
Never lose it.
The one.
I'll tell you what, just another thing to back that all up. I mean, I think the important thing for kids about and finding a way to bat for long periods of time, you've still got to get some joy and excitement out of a good defensive shot. Because the higher level you play, the more and more defensive shots you go into play. You're not going to score freely all the time. So playing a perfect forward defence is as good as hitting a perfect on drive. That's the way you've got to look at it, because without that, you're not going to survive. So you've got to get some joy out of the defensive side of your game as well.
You can make a statement to the bowler that you're in control of what he's delivering, what he's giving you, by making a good defensive shot. And then when he bowls your bad ball, always hit it. It's not all about defence, but as Ricky said, and I agree, you've got to be able to defend, to stay in, to play your shots. Learn that first.
Absolutely. I can't believe I've got you to hit a couple of balls in all these
What
years.
about the one through mid-wicket?
Oh, it was a lovely little flick. Well, all right, your favourite innings? In kind of, you mentioned 2005 a few times at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
That was quite an aggressive and a defensive, and it all matched into one.
Yeah, that one, and then I guess the start of the 6-7 campaign in Brisbane as well, where we'd been beaten in 05. We wanted to make a statement on the series. It was up to me as the number 3 batsman and captain to sort of make a mark as soon as I could. And I mean, looking back now, that's probably as well as I've played. I think it was 196 or something in Brisbane, in a big moment, the start of a series, and just the pureness of my batting that day felt as good as I've probably ever moved.
And Geoffrey, 1 or 2 favourite innings?
Yeah, my 100th 100 at Headingley, obviously.
On drive.
Yeah. But I was talking to Ricky the other day, and he was brilliant for Australia at playing under pressure. It's not just about figures. All the great players have got good figures at batting and bowling. But it's about getting them when the team needs you, when they're in trouble, when it's difficult, and against the quality of the attack. We all like to score hundreds and runs, but get them when it matters, and it helps win the game. You know, saving a game's important. Winning, helping to win it's more important. And those are the ones that matter.
Well, I think we've just heard from 2 of the greats of the game of Test match cricket, one-day cricket. You can keep going, but I think the 2 things that have come from that: practice, preparation. If you want to bat a long period of time, you've got to put the practice in, the hard yards in, and you've got to prepare for who you're going to be facing.